Hey, how you doing? I'm excited because we're moving into a new year. It is New Year's, and can you believe we're here again? 2024. I want to talk to you about it. 2024, God spoke to me. He do every year. He gave me a theme every year, and they work. 2024 for us is the year we cross over. It's the year you cross over into all the wonderful, beautiful things that God has already planned and you planned for your life. You know, I'm sitting here reflecting, y'all. To cross over, the first thing you have to do, I had to do it, is reflect. People say stuff like, reflect, the past is the past, and that sounds good, but it ain't true. So you got to look at your past. You got to look at why you did things. You got to look at what happened, what you did, what they did. It's all going to come out in the wash. You got to look at it and reflect on it. You know, as I think about my life and reflect, it's so many things I had to forgive, be forgiving for, address, challenge, use, listen to, agree with. I had to come into alignment. You have to come into alignment with the new self that God has set up for your life. And so I reflected. Had to look back. What happened in my life? You know, everybody has a significant defining moment that you either choose to move forward with it, or you choose to stay where you are and let it win or let it rule your life. So reflection is about, and sometimes reflecting hurts. That's what I meant when I said people say, let the past stay in the past. That sounds good, but sometimes the past wake up and look you in your face. And what you have to do is look back at it and say, yep, I did it. Or yep, you don't have to admit it to nobody, but to yourself and to God. Or no, I didn't. Or yes, I will. Or no, I won't. What I had to do is take a deep dive and explore. I had to figure out why I feel like I do. You have to do it. You have to look back, starting now. Why did you make those decisions? And was it your fault? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. You have to look at it. It's going to stare you back in your face and it may hurt. But I had to reflect so I can not only be restored and I could move forward. What God wants for you and what you want for you is to be able to move forward, to evolve into the man, evolve into the woman that God wants you to be now, not being stuck on what God said, but being stuck on what God is saying. You know, a defining moment for me was when I learned this word. I know you may not believe this one word. Can you guess what it is? Am I reflecting? And me doing a deep dive in my life, as embarrassing, as hurtful as it was to me. You know, I had a problem saying no. I had to learn that no can mean 13 to 16 different things. No, I ain't going. No, I ain't giving it to you. No, with no explanation, just no. I had to learn that truth really make you free. The truth about you make you free. I learned some truths about me. Sometimes those truths was ugly. They were not wonderful. The truth was painful, but I had to do it. I had to do it to be better. You have to do it to be better. I wanted to be better more than I wanted to be right. I needed to be better more than I needed to be correct and the one. I needed to reflect more than I needed to have money. At a certain point in my reflection, I realized I needed to reflect more than going to work. I needed to look at myself. The Bible talks about it. It talks about how a person can judge somebody else. They got a speck in their eye, but you got a beam in yours. I had to find my beam. I had to find the beam. Had to look in the mirror and say, God and Anthony Murray, it's true. You got to grow here. And it hurt, and it was afraid, it was ugly, but you got to do it. When you do it, it empowers you. When you begin to reflect the right way, you start realizing the power of forgiveness. So many people you guys are in disorder. Even in my family, it's disorder and chaos sometimes because we couldn't forgive. I learned that forgiveness is real. And when you do it, it causes God to give you things you didn't deserve in unforgiveness. You couldn't handle it. Reflection taught me of what I could handle. It expanded my my metrics. This ain't about me. It's about you. See, reflecting is going to give you more. But it's going to tell you the truth about yourself. Once you get that truth, you know the next phase for 2024, you got to do it. Yeah. You got to do the thing you learned and you saw. Scripture that says you talking about your friend got a speck in their eye, but you got a beam in your eye. Once you find your beam, you got to start doing the work to remove it. And it's not a one-hit wonder. It will not be an overnight success. This crossover is going to take time. The exchange of wealth that God has given, it's going to take time, but unforgiveness will cause you to be declined, access denied. You playing checkers. Chess is saying, I got to forgive you. If I don't, I got to move forward. If I don't. And who is the you got to forgive? Guess the first you. And the hardest person to forgive, at least for me, was me. About what I tell you. Forgive me for being stupid. Have you ever been stupid? Have you ever been? That's when I say stupid, I'm saying for just not knowing. The providence will conspire to bless you when you cross over. See, the crossover is you define yourself by your sickness. But crossing over is defining yourself because you know you can be and will be healed. What does it mean to realize my unlimited potential? A man can be 60 years old and think all he is his job. He retires and don't know what to do. Where to go? Before you know it, he die early. His muscles go apathy. His imagination goes dark. His drive leaves because he doesn't know or she don't know that there's unlimited potential. The crossover is a mental break the right way, burning new neural pathways of belief, possibilities, potential, moving off the seat. Crossing over is like when Jesus meets a man that was paralyzed for 38 years and says, 38 years, you've been sitting here messed up when you could have been free 38 years ago. For 38 years, you couldn't believe, but crossing over is you being able to do now what you couldn't do then. Church, God says, I'm shifting the kingdom. Can't you see? I've shifted what's going on globally in economy. I'm changing economy from politics all the way down to finances, all the way down to church, and I got your mind. I'm going to bless you with money. I'm going to bless you with activities. I'm going to bless you with pleasures. I'm going to bless you with joy. But you got to have a mental break. I used to wonder, why am I going through this? It me reflecting. I ask questions like, I know nobody's perfect. I know people have issues in their life. But why? How did I end up like this? How did I make a decision to be in this situation? Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like, how did you let your actions? You took responsibility. How did you let your actions get you in this place? What if I told you God was involved in your choice? What if I told you that you couldn't be the you that you get to be tomorrow if you didn't be the you were yesterday? What if I told you that God wastes nothing? He don't waste any experience. He don't waste nothing. So the crossover is, this is the year your chicken's coming home to roost. Just like you see people being exposed, God's about to expose you. Don't get scared. He's about to expose you in the marketplace. He's about to expose you in the neighborhood. He's about to expose you as the father you are, the mother you are. He's going to bless you because of what you've done. And church, you've paid the suffering bill. Oasis, you've paid the suffering bill. This is the season where God says we cross over. We cross the Jordan. We leave the desert. We leave Egypt and we go to the promised land. Moses had to live 40 years in Pharaoh's house, 40 years. Then 40 years on the backside of the desert after he murdered a man running. But that next season, and that's where you're going and coming out of, he found his wife in the desert. He found God in the desert. He found his ontology in the desert. He became a man of God in the desert. And he saw the burning bush in the desert. So after you reflect, then God can repair. And when God repairs and he renovates a raggedy house into a dream house. My final thought is, how do I expand my consciousness? What is consciousness? What is it? See, the crossover is about your consciousness and your awareness growing like Wi-Fi. You ever seen your phone and you can get service, but it don't work as well? And you start moving and you talking to somebody, you be like, I'm in the same spot. You moving? Wait, hold on a minute. Let me call you back. Let me move. When you get to the right spot, you see those little bars open. The Wi-Fi is increased. You can receive more. See, crossing over is about you being more aware and you being conscious of who you are and what your potential is and what you can do and what you can have and what you can become. See, Oasis 2024 is a year we cross over into so many miracles, so many places of abundance, but you got to believe it with me. This is a season where we're more than a local church. You're the church. We've had church in a local spot, and we've had church at your house. We've had church at you running down the street. This is your time. Consciousness is about you understanding who you are in God. This is a year, let me tell you what's going to happen straight up. God's going to bless you with money in a way you can't even get no glory. He going to just do it. Somebody may just walk up 2024 and say, I heard about you. I heard about what you want to do. I want to finance it. In 2024, you're going to be saying, God, thank you, because I've prayed for this and I'm living in it now. 2024, you're going to be living in what you prayed for, living what we danced about. In 2024, you crossing over into positions. People losing positions. Don't feel bad for them. A lot of them disobeyed God, or they obeyed God so good, he moved them to a higher place or another place. And he says, I got somebody new that's going to come in and make that company better, make the family better, make the house better. Guess who it is? You. 2024 is about breaking cycles. In 2024, a cycle you've been trying to break is broken. It's about you having the ability to know you can do it and know you can have it. So this is what I want you to do. I want to challenge you for New Year's. I want you to get a $224 seed. We're giving $1 for each year. Now, all of us Oasis people, since we began the church, this is a tradition that we've had, and God has blessed you. I want you to get a seed of $224, and I want you to sow it in unity and faith. I believe if all of us do it as a church, we can all be blessed and get the corporate blessing. I want you to sow it now. The information is below. 2024 is the year we cross over. I'm so excited about the future, and I'm glad we in it together. My name's Anthony Murray. Happy 2024. Happy New Year. You just got unlocked.